Despite what the Android people say, there are actually a lot of ways you can customize the iPhone. On the original iPhone, you could change the background. And now, only 16 years later, you can change the clock. In iOS 16, you can deeply personalize your lock screen. You can have a bunch of preset styles that you can switch between at any time, and you can have a coordinated lock screen and watch face to match your focus mode. You have a lot of options, so let me walk you through it. So, you start just by tapping and holding, and right away you can customize what you have, or you can swipe over and add a new one. This will bring up the face gallery. You have a variety of options on the top, and you can see what they all look like just by scrolling down through the list of presets. A lot of people like the photos faces, so let me show you that one first. Tap on suggested photos, and you can swipe between for a variety of different filters, and notice how the clock font is changing as you go through these. This is sort of an Instagram filter kind of look, or black and white, or just the natural picture color. This is just an individual picture. Where they really shine is the photo shuffle. So you open it up and you can pick through a bunch of these different categories: pets, nature, cities, whichever one you want. Let's show nature pictures, and you can change how often it shuffles. Every time you tap the screen, every time you lock the screen, hourly or daily. And you can use these feature photos, or you can select some of your own. Let me show you what this looks like. You have the same sort of styles here, but you can tap through and see a variety of different options. If you tap the little dot menu here, you can again change how often you shuffle, or you can change the style color. This is sort of a yellower hue. You can do orange or purple or any variety of these. Let's do this green. That looks pretty wacky. Now, how do you change this font here? Well, you can just tap the clock, and you have a variety of options. You can even change the color. It'll automatically pick a color based on the style you have, or you can go for something different, kind of wild. If you scroll all the way over, you can pick from the whole spectrum. Let's go for a deeper blue there. There you go. And of course, you can change the pictures that are, you can change the categories by picking this little icon down there. Let's add cities back in. Give it that mix. Oh yeah. I'm not going to add that one. Another category of photos you can add is the weather and astronomy. This one is pretty neat. The background will reflect the current weather conditions, kind of like the weather app. So it'll be really dark at night. It'll be really gray on an overcast day, which is what it's normally like in Ohio. If it's thunderstorming, you'll see some rain animations coming down, or if it's snowing, you'll see some gentle little snowflakes flickering down your screen. You'll notice that when I switch to this face, here's some widgets here. You can customize these, of course, add different widgets. I'm going to remove this weather widget, and I'm going to add in sleep. I got a decent night of sleep last night. Batteries for your different devices there. There we go. You can even change the one on top here. I have one overdue reminder. Put that on there. Isn't that nice? Now, the astronomy ones are pretty cool. This one shows your location on the planet. You can see the moon. My understanding is that it does not show your location on the moon if you bring your iPhone to the moon. Sadly, we're all hoping for that in iOS 17, I'm sure. Or you can see the current position of all the planets there in the solar system. Let me set this one. Whenever you set it, you can set it as a wallpaper pair, so you'll have the same one on the home screen as you do on the lock screen, or you can customize. Let me show you what those options are like. You can turn on and off blur on the background. You can set it as just a solid color, like this horrible shade of yellow, or a pleasant little gradient, and thus when you unlock your phone, you have a different home screen and lock screen. What a time to be alive. At any point you can delete one of these lock screens you have by swiping up and tapping delete. Or you can just keep adding more and more. I believe you can have up to 9 different lock screens at a time. Another option for Black History Month are these 2 Unity lock screens. They have a coordinated Apple Watch face and an Apple Watch band. Take a look at those. I think this black one is actually pretty pleasant. Emoji. So you can have your favorite emoji on your lock screen. This is actually a pretty crazy one. You pick a starting point, and then you can pick your own emoji. So you can have, for example, all of the different colored hearts in a giant spiral. You can have rings, different grids. You can do sort of a fish-themed background. Pick some different fish, so you can have all your different fish. There's this option with some sports. You know, you're going to the sports field. Gotta add your sports face set. You can change the background color naturally. You can go for a sort of deep green here, so you match the sports field. Now you can pick any emoji with these. And that means you can make something truly heinous if you want, like this illegible mess. There are a variety of collections as well. This is the sort of iOS 16 marketing wallpaper that Apple has. There's the 6-color Apple stripes, the variety of backgrounds. I like the black one. I think that looks pretty nice. You have the pride flag stripes. Looks like you don't have any options when you pick this one. F***ing typical. Now, there's the iOS 7 sort of bubbly, floaty little orbs. There's the original iPhone clownfish background. This is the background that Apple showed off when they were introducing the original iPhone. They never actually made it available in iOS until now. This actually has a pretty cool effect when you turn it on and off. You'll notice it doesn't come all at once. The clownfish come in a little bit later, and the weird fish there appear first. There's also color, where you sort of pick a starting color, and you can swipe through a few different filters you want to do, like bright, solid, deep is pretty neat. Then you can, of course, customize your clock font and color again. There you go. Look at that. Now, if you want to tie a lock screen to a focus mode, it's really easy. You can just tap this focus icon right here, and then you can just pick one. So if I want this background while I'm driving or asleep to let me know that it's time to go to bed soon, I pick this, and it'll automatically set my sleep focus. Or I can have a focus mode when I'm writing, and this goes both ways. If you're on your normal lock screen and you switch to your writing focus, it'll automatically change your lock screen. Or when you're on your lock screen and you switch back to your normal one, it'll automatically turn off the focus mode. To delete any lock screen, you just swipe up, tap the trash can, and delete this wallpaper. So that is how you can customize your lock screen on iOS 16. You can find an article version of this in the video description. I'm D. Griffin Jones with Cult of Mac.